Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Welcome to the Trip to Orlando show. I'm your host, Orlando. You know what it is? It's another Tuesday night live session here at the Danza Project. Like Danza say, It's more than just a podcast. It's a network. So now we networking right now, baby. Got my dog, Gio, in the building.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, Gio, you doing all right? How's your week?
Shit, my day was good, man.
Yeah.
My day was good.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up.
How was your week?
My week was fantastic, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, we back again, ready to turn up. But
Yes, sir.
before we get the show started, we got to do the same thing that we do every week, and that is hit you with the Trip to Orlando theme song. That is how things get started.
Like a suitcase of stress.
Whoa. We got to back it up.
Feeling the weight like a suitcase of stress.
Let's do it.
Time to pack it up and leave the mess.
Hey.
Hop on a ride to a brighter glow. Not just a trip, it's the ultimate show. Trip to Orlando, the getaway you need. Laughs and reviews at lightning speed.
No doubt.
Trip to Orlando where fun runs free. Your ticket to the stars and celebrity.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Trip to Orlando show. I'm your host, Orlando, and it's time for us to get started. Same thing that we do every single week. We go talk about the story of the week. We go talk about the TV show of the week, and we go talk about the movie of the week. But this week is going to be a little bit different because there's a couple things that I wanted to touch on that I didn't really touch on last week that are still kind of relevant. So it's a couple things. Let's bring it to it, man. So first thing is the verses. AKA Dancing with the Stars for rappers. Gio, you checked out the verses?
I watched some of it.
Yeah? What'd you think?
It was like clips.
Yeah. Nah,
You said which team?
Nah, I watched the whole thing, bro. It was something for the culture, you know what I'm saying? It was a vibe, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean, did you decide on the winner?
Now, everybody was saying No Limit.
No Limit.
But I'm always on, you know where I'm at. I'm at Cash Money.
I mean, we check it out.
They saying that just because of Snoop, though, like how Snoop came out.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? He came out fire.
We know living soldiers. We know living soldiers. We know living soldiers.
But I'm going to tell you right now, they was not able to keep up that energy. Like, by the end of that song, they was tired of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the way the whole dynamic was, the real winner was Bia X. Bia X, let me tell you something, man. The way she looked right now, every 40-year-old woman should aspire to look like that. That's 20 years of drinking water and minding your business. Because she look good. Like, think about any female rapper that's over 40, right? Take your Lil Kims, your Foxy Browns, even Nicki Minaj to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying? Queen Latifah, maybe Eve, you know, because she went over there and turned to like a princess somewhere. But, bro, like, this right here is a good look.
Beyonce?
Well, Beyonce ain't a rapper, though. I'm talking about the rappers, bro. From this era, from the 90s, Mia X is the real winner. You know what I'm saying? Look at her, bro. She got it, man. She. Shout out to Mia X. She's the real winner. But actually, in all actuality, Cash Money washed them niggas, bro. You know what I mean? Cash Money just got, like, the vibe is different, man. The vibe is different. Like, these songs, like, look at Still Fly, right? Versus this song right here. Now versus this song right here. Versus now I'm telling you, Mia X is a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mia X got it going on. She's really the one holding it down for them right now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But it's a wrap, bro. It is, man.
Who is that jumping?
And that's the point. That's my point exactly. Who is that jumping? You see what I'm saying? Who is that jumping? And it go like this, right? So Gio, for example, like, you know what I'm saying? You was not around for Master P's heyday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Master P's heyday really was like in 96 because of his business model. His business model was on some different shit that totally, truly changed the game for the better. Okay. So he tells the story on time. You go look up his interview on Breakfast Club or whatever. But he say that, long story short, he went and got Michael Jackson a lawyer and learned how to negotiate a lot differently. Because prior to the 90s, prior to Master P and the whole independent wave, the idea was that to make an album, you essentially had to get a record deal. And the reason why you need a record deal, because that's how you got into the studio. And once you got into the studio and you got your record deal to fund your studio, then the label was going to do the next part, which is distribute your record, right? And then they do a third function, which is collect the publishing royalties and so on and so forth. But that's a whole nother story. So the legend goes something like this, right? Master P had basically went to Michael Jackson's lawyer, paid him X amount of thousands of dollars, and he was like, I'm going to tell you the real secret sauce to the game. The real secret sauce is that you technically don't need to get the label to fund your studio projects. If you can fund your projects yourself and basically act as like a production company and get all of these projects to a finished product point, you could go to the labels, talk to them different, and make sure that they just distribute you a record while you keep the lion's share of the ownership and the royalties and so on and so forth. So all of that legwork that the record label's charging you for, you could do yourself and you can negotiate a much better deal. And from that day on, life was different. So Master P kind of attacked the game like a mogul. In other words, what he was doing, he was taking that same knowledge and going to he started in California at one point, but he went to a bunch of different regional record labels that was putting together music because technology was at a certain point. And I'm going to get into that in a whole nother podcast one day, but the technology that's available basically fuels the genre of music that becomes popular. And at that particular time, in the mid to late 90s, the technology was there that you can now actually record and make beats in a space that wasn't $1 million studio. You started to have what they call the prosumer technology, give away the Pro Tools and so on and so forth. So now people could go ahead and record themselves wherever. So because of that, Master P was able to essentially collect a lot of product. So like if you go back and look at the old Master P No Limit record label CD inserts, what they had was like coming soon, and it'd be like 20 different people. Because basically he done went to every single little hood and went and was like, all right, I'm gonna sign my cousin, I'm gonna sign this, I'm gonna sign that, so on and so forth, because all of them got a record ready to go. And that was his business model. That's why 20 years later, you recognize the song, but you like, damn, who is that? Because that song, for example, right? That artist is named Young Bleed, right? Fire ass album. But the thing about Young Bleed was Young Bleed had his own record label. It was called something like Crucial Comp, something like that, something with a C. And what Master P did was he went and signed his whole label, put out his album, and put himself on the remix to the single. That's why Master P is on that song, but he ain't on nowhere on the album. And that album is fire as hell, but it don't have a certain brand. Like we like the song and we remember it, but it's not like what Cash Money got. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is all them songs that you remember from No Limit, all these songs that he's performing on the verses, they're moments and times. You know what I'm saying? They're hits for what they are, but it's not like what Cash Money did. Cash Money cultivated a sound. They took a core group of artists, and that lineup changed over the years. They took a core group of artists and built a sound around them, and then now not only do we know the songs as moments in time, but we identify with the artists. Because there ain't nobody on Cash Money side that we like, who the hell is that? As a matter of fact, we like, where's Wayne? Where's Turk? Because we know everybody else. Master P got 1,000 niggas on stage, and most of them is essentially one-hit wonders. But with Cash Money, all these shits is moments. All these shits is moments. See what I'm saying? So not only do we identify with the music as the moment, but we identify with the artist. And we got to give Master P his props because at the same time, he negotiated that landmark deal and there wouldn't be no Cash Money without Master P and No Limit. Because by 98, he done took it to a whole nother level. This nigga done had the movies. He done had Romeo on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I'm saying? He done had the sports contract and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Done fucked Ricky Williams' career up.
What sports contract?
Yeah, man, you ain't know that nigga had No Limit management. Master P was like, nah, man, come here, Ricky, I got you. And fuck Ricky Williams shit up, bro. I'm telling you. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? He made him like dodge some contract. Google it. It's a thing. It really happened. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, by 98, bro, Master P was out of there. And that kind of opened the door, the floodgates for Cash Money. And again, Cash Money is a different business model, right? I'm saying that No Limit went around to different regions, grabbed different hits, grabbed different labels, made them self-sustaining. Cash Money was like, shit. They done signed BG from he was 12. They done signed Wayne from he was 9. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are artist development all the way. Like, most people know, Juvenile had like a reggae album. You feel me? Like, Juvenile had all type of shit going on before the 400 Degrees and Juvie the Great and 500 Degrees and all that shit that we know him for. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that Cash Money work ethic was slightly different. They invested into the artist, and eventually when that artist had a moment, they capitalized on it. You know what I'm saying? So the point that we know every member of Cash Money like they family. You know what I'm saying? So we know when they're not there. Now, No Limit, it's a different story. No Limit's more like a corporation. And because of that, my point is, they versus wasn't it, bro. So yeah, that's really my take on the verses and the reason why it went the way it did. I heard theories about Wayne saying that, you know, he ain't want to be on Dancing with the Stars with them niggas. You know what I'm saying? He ain't want his stock to go down, but blah, blah, blah. But it turns out, according to BG, that he really was sick. And he ain't, you know, he was hospitalized. He had to cancel another show. So it's a shame for that because that moment to me could have been, and Gio, you might not know about this, you know what I'm saying? But there was a moment where Michael Jackson had did like a reunion concert with the Jackson 5. At that moment there was when Michael Jackson bust the moonwalk. The niggas started, I'll say America went crazy because they did this shit live. And there was at a reunion concert with the Jackson 5 on ABC. And that changed the whole shit that we know now. So I kind of feel like Wayne being there, especially after he got slided after the Super Bowl and whatever, and then, you know, Carter 6 is Carter 6. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that would have been a moment in time where we would have been like, damn, bro, Wayne really is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? And it's good to see him out here with his, you know, original family that he came up with. So I'm kind of like, all right. Beefing? No, they ain't beefing. They ain't beefing. And if they beefing, they ain't beefing like that. You know what I'm saying? Because same thing what Cameron said. Cameron said, hey, boy, that money right. We'll put aside all that shit and go get the bread. Especially on like a live versus event. That's what's up. Because I feel the same thing with Master P. Like, the weird thing with Master P to me is where was Romeo, right? Romeo went on stage with him. And normally Romeo always there. So I don't know what that is about. But it was still a good time for hip hop. I still enjoyed it. Gio, you should watch it, bro. Like, as a show.
Did the nigga shoot his tour bus up?
Huh?
Did the nigga shoot his tour bus up?
That's water in the bridge, man. You know what I'm saying? They cool with that, man. It's about, okay. It's about, listen, man, if Jeezy and Gucci Man could do a versus, anybody could do a versus. Because there's people dead behind that shit.
Okay.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. So if they get them two are role models on squash and beef. That is squash and beef to the highest That's S tier beef squashing.
But it's public. Is it publicly squashed?
It's squashed enough. And enough to get the bag. That's my whole point. All right. Yeah, man. Shout out to TJ DJ, my girl Trisha in the building. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dropping that 20th century knowledge. Yeah. All right, cool. So,
Oh, okay. They're back on good terms.
yeah, why not, right? You know what I'm saying? Why not? All right, cool. So that was what I wanted to really have to say about the verses. Like, it was cool, but I'm just thinking from the business model point of view, from both of them, it was almost destined for Cash Money to win. Like, it just was. It is what it is. I mean, shout out to Master P, he's a pioneer, and he opened the floodgates for all of that, but come on, man. Now, Jay-Z said that ain't no verses for him. You think anybody could go against Jay-Z the verses, Gio?
I'm going Kanye crazy.
Kanye could do it. But Kanye kind of did it with Drake and low-key washed Drake, you know what I'm saying? At that Amazon concert or whatever it was. So
Going Kanye crazy.
But yeah, I think that would be a good matchup. I ain't gonna lie. And I think Kanye will wash him. For real, for real. All right, cool. So next story. This guy named Timbaland.
Drake got washed by Kanye?
Yeah, in the concert. In the live stream, if you watch the concert.
Okay, I am.
Yeah. Like, cause Kanye performed the tracks, no backing track, no singing over the vocals. The crowd was hyper. Cause again, if you think about music like moments, think about how many moments Kanye have versus Drake.
Okay.
But think about it. But yeah, so next story. We moving on to the AI.
Okay.
Timbaland with the AI. Gio, you say you're not fucking with it, right?
No.
Why?
Because, bro, why give these niggas positions, bro?
What do you mean? Like, give the record companies and shit the ability to just work without an artist?
Nah. Give AI a position anywhere and allow them to expand, to reach more and
It's a good take.
get in more people's heads, things of that nature.
It's a good take. It is. I feel you.
Because I would want to maybe one day say I got ChatGPT, delete it off my phone, and then I go get in the car and on the radio say AI motherfucker telling me what to do. Like,
Yeah, I mean, that's where it could end up. And I think that, to your point, Timbaland's not helping the situation
at all.
at all. But I have a take, bro. I have a take. So for all of y'all that are mad at Timbaland, right? Hear me out. Timbaland, for as great as he is, right? Timbaland will never be in the conversation of greatest producer in hip hop or all time, right? Or any genre, urban genre, because he did more than just hip hop. He did a lot of R&B, a lot of shit like that, right? The reason why, to me personally, like the testament of a good producer is meaning that you could break an artist. Meaning that like you could do the Dr. Dre and you could go grab Eminem, right? Or you can, you know what I'm saying, do the Jimmy Iovine, right? Go find good talent, go find Black Eyed Peas, go find this, go find that. If you could really, really break an artist, meaning that you can understand the music landscape to the point that you could hear somebody be like, yo, they gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Because that's part of the whole production aspect, meaning you got to be able to make a track and be like, all right, this gonna go. You got to be able to hear a song that go with the music and be like, all right, this gonna go. You got to be able to pick an artist who has the flow, who has this and that, and see the vision. So it's like the highest caliber of producing, meaning like, all right, one tier, you be like, all right, this is a good beat. I'm gonna run with this. This gonna go. All right, next tier, this is a good song. It's gonna work. It's gonna go. Next tier, this is a good album. It's gonna go. It's gonna work. Final God tier, this is a good artist, and this artist gonna work. That top tier, S tier production. And Timbaland not gonna be that conversation. And I feel like there's a part of him that vexed with the world, you know. I did the research, bro, of all the great, fantastic music that Timbaland made. We're talking Genuine. We're talking Aaliyah. We're talking all them tracks with Hove. We're talking all of the tracks with Justin Timberlake. Justified is a fantastic album. It's a classic, bro. Like, it is. You know what I'm saying? And Timbaland don't own none of that music. None of it. Not to mention, if you do the research, you're going to realize that the music that he does own, because he had a label, but he signed like fuckery artists, man. He signed Bubba Sparks. Gio, you know who Bubba Sparks is? Exactly. He signed Magoo or Maganu, whatever, RIP to him. He passed away. You know who that is?
I'm on Huey Magoo's right now.
You know what I'm saying? He signed people that ain't really come off to shit, man. Because the ear for the talent wasn't really there. And then the business dealings, I guess it wasn't really there. I'm not saying Timbaland broke, because the man come from a different era, right? The man come from a time when a producer, a good producer, right, would come in the game making 100, 200,000 a beat. You know what I'm saying? We could call Ray Daniels and verify this shit. Them the times, it was a bunch of money in production. That's why you have the well-known producers and the producer tax and all that shit, because that shit made money. That's why Just Blink and all that was a thing, because they could garner a lot of money from that. But the business dealings work like this. Use a work for hire, meaning you get all that money up front, and down the line, the label or the publishing company or whoever, they the ones that really collect the residual income, the royalties, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Unless you sign your own artist, which Timbaland did. Like, Timbaland did start a label. He did do all that. The problem was you signed some fuckery artists, bro. You signed people that ain't come off the shit. You know what I'm saying? So now, I'm looking at it from the point of view like this. Timbaland's like, yo, you know, Simon did make some of the wickedest tune in America ever. You know what I'm saying? God rest Aaliyah's soul. He made some of the baddest shit ever. And what has he got to show for it? I mean, he can say he did it. He got the credits. You know what I'm saying? But the production ain't in as demand as it used to be. Production styles change. Music tastes change. Genres evolve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like what Timbaland's doing with the AI is he's trying to get back at the industry. He's trying to use a cheat code to sign an artist or do a situation where basically he can retain ownership of the music, the artist, everything. Because at first I was like, bro, AI is cool, but why you just don't do AI remixes of Aaliyah shit? You know what I'm saying? Or do AI remixes of Genuine shit? Or AI remixes of any of the songs that you did? But then he can't, exactly, because he don't own them. But if
I'm not gonna lie, I use.
Hold on, let me skip past all this. His point is this. He's like, if we make a video game, there's none of that shit to worry about.
Talk my shit on vibrations, 808 conversation.
If I just blue screen the Jabberwockies inside there, I don't gotta worry about none of those problems. I don't gotta negotiate with Aaliyah uncle for rights.
This that hustle, that patience. I count stacks by the faces. I get lit by the aces.
So, I don't know, bro. Trying to leapfrog, trying to cut out the middleman of the artist and the label and industry, like, I get it. But it ain't gonna work. That's not the way to do it. Like, if I was gonna do an AI shit, I would do what's actually working with AI, which is take some old good songs and rework them into different genres, right? Or remix them in a way, or update them, or do whatever. He wanted to try to grab Biggie vocals and put it on the track. Like, None of that shit works, man. None of it works. You need to take existing good music and rework it with the AI.
That was AI.
That was AI. In fact, this is AI.
Got it straight out the basement. Flip my check off a day shift. I put ice on my shooter. He gon' duck immigration.
And that's what I'm saying. The fucking AI is talking about putting ice on a shooter. Like, get out of
I
here,
think
bro.
that's her. Where's the other person? It's not nobody. It say it's another person featured in this.
Listen, man. I watched the thing, man. What they did was there's like a body double on there, and they put like the avatar face on top of it. You know what I'm saying? Like this is not a real person. In fact, this is this nigga blue screened in behind the shit. And there's like that's a person, but that's not her face. That is the AI avatar for this Tata Takumi.
What the fuck?
And then on top of that, like, all of that shit is low-key racist. Like, why you want to make a K-pop star rap about ice, talk about shooting people? Like, all of that's tone deaf. Because no matter the production quality, it's just not a good song. So you need to take a good song and then you can rework the AI into that shit. And I feel because what they call that shit jumping the shark, he's trying to jump the shark and just do all this extra stuff without going through the necessary steps that'll make people enjoy it or like it or fuck with it.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna work. It's just gonna turn people off. So Timbaland, shout out to you, but bro, just sign better artists, right? Develop your ear.
Killing it.
Become a become a true producer. You know what I'm saying? Develop your production ear, and then that way you don't got to do this type of bullshit and tell us that that's the future of music, because it's not. I cooked with that for you. I cooked. All right, bet it up. All right, cool. So now, moving along. That was just like stuff I wanted to, talk about previously. But as a matter of fact, this episode is called Let There Be Light. So let's turn on the light and see how it looks. Yeah, we on? Yeah, hey, that kind of works, right? All right, cool. But the actual story of the week, the thing that we really got to talk about, the EBT shutdown, right? Turns out, I was thinking about it all weekend, like, yo, how am I going to attack this shit? I'm going to find some clips, because, there's been a bunch of clips that people talk about they're going to crash out over the weekend if the EBT don't work, and it's 40-some odd million people who depend on that shit, and it's about to be a whole disaster, and November 1st came, and it's going to be apocalypse, and they're going to cancel the holidays, and people talk about crashing out, and in the 11th hour, Trump said, nah, boy, you're not going to have terrorists on my watch. Revolution going to come, but not today. 11th hour, he said, nah, bro, we going to work on this shit. And that's where we at. They going to be some type of emergency funding for the EBT to make sure that nobody's starved. Nah, no belly, not hungry. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what we got.
That's 1 in 8 Americans. And there's really 2 ways that this can get solved. One is through the courts. There's a couple of federal lawsuits. 2 federal judges have ruled the administration must use emergency funds to pay for the food aid program. It's possible that the Trump administration will comply with that order. President Trump posted on social media last night that he is open to complying with that order pending the right judicial guidance. But even if that takes place, it still could take days and weeks for people to get those benefits. Obviously, we're coming up to Thanksgiving, where that's a really critical issue for people who need that food. The other way is, of course, that the government could reopen and fund that program in full. But we don't really.
But the government ain't reopening. So it looks like Trump may cave a little bit and give y'all some Thanksgiving turkey, which the world needs, bro. Not gonna lie. Gio, you ever been on EBT? You ever had to use that snap?
Yeah, happily, but I thought I did not know that it was still in the shutdown, so it's still down. Damn.
But
that's
basically,
crazy.
they have some emergency funding to keep this shit going. It's really supposed to be for natural disasters and Hurricane Melissa and shit like that. But they're like, yo, y'all keep fucking up with the government. So we're just going to go ahead and use that money to keep the shit going. So it worked like this. Basically, they say most of it.
Middle of hurricane season.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost over. And Melissa done hit up Jamaica and shit like that. So they are right now. But basically, they say that most people in America live check to check. Well, got news for you. The government lives check to check as well. And that's really what the government shutdown is about right now, because every so often, essentially, they have a credit card. They got to tell themselves, all right, we're going to raise the limit to keep the shit going, right? Because without raising the debt limit or the government's credit, you see what happens. We got about 2 months worth of shit before things start going crazy, right? So that's where we're at now. Now, I may end up doing this another episode with Cato because he sells insurance. But supposedly, the crux of the argument is this, right? There's a bill that's going to be passed, wants to become a law. Supposedly, that bill will raise the insurance premiums of everybody in the country, essentially, right? So basically, Democrats are like, yo, if you're crying about your food stamps now, wait till the insurance premiums lick, because that shit gonna fuck you up. And they've been debating with the Republicans about changing the bill, and Republicans have just been like, all right, here goes the same bill, here goes the same bill, here goes the same bill, here goes the same. They did that shit 13 times. And that's where we're at now, possibly 14 for all I know. And that's where we at right now. So Democrats is like, nah, man, we're not signing that bullshit till y'all change something. And the Republicans like, yo, we're not changing a motherfucker. So let the people starve. And that's where we at with it now. The problem with that, though, is...
So they just won't sign off on a different budget.
Exactly. They won't sign off on how to fund the budget, basically. Because...
So who's paying? Basically, who's paying for it?
Well, it's a credit limit that they raise. So essentially, it's like we're all paying for it just down the line.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. It does make you say, what the fuck? But it exposes a crack in the system that I don't think people are really looking at. And that's the reason why I like doing these stories of the week, because I really try to show shit from a different angle. The thing is this, right? In America, we don't really make nothing. We are a service economy. And that service economy essentially runs off of debt. Like we're talking about right now with the government. Shit runs off of debt. Basically, people spend every dollar they make, borrow some money, and then pay it off with their paycheck, right? And the jobs that people got nowadays, it's not what they used to be. People don't make shit in America, right? People either work some form of service job, do some type of delivery, right? Or they do some type of management or upper management, which means that you just tell people what to do, organize shit, meet deadlines, right? Mm-hmm. So the idea of making shit, we don't make nothing. The only thing we make is content. Like, we are content kings. We make the best movies, music, videos, all that shit. That's why I encourage everybody, get on YouTube, make some content, because you're probably good at it, right? But other than that, we don't make shit. All of our manufacturing, all of our refineries and metals and all that shit, all that happens in different countries. Those are the countries that do the refining. Those are the countries that do assembly. Those are the countries that do manufacturing, all of that. And from what I remember or recall, that shit started in the 90s, man, when they moved manufacturing overseas and across the borders with the NAFTA, with Bill Clinton and all that shit. So basically what they did was they gave a situation where you could build a lot of shit tax-free in another country and then ship it back over here. And that's why Trump is doing his weird thing with the tariffs, which I can't even begin to explain. But the point is, think of anybody that you know. Like, what do they do, right? Do they DoorDash? Do they work for a company or a call center? Are they a healthcare provider? Do they take care of somebody? Right? Or do they actually make some shit? Chances are you and everybody you know are in a service position. Right? And I know for a fact, unless you a farmer or some shit, you don't grow food. You know what I'm saying? So like that creates an economy that is 100% dependent on grocery stores, the infrastructure of grocery stores, and all that shit that goes along with it to eat. So, you know, for Gio, let me ask you a question. You know who the largest employer in America is?
In what aspect? Like
Just in general, the largest employer.
the supplier,
Employer.
employer.
Who employs the most Americans in this country?
Jeff?
He said Jeff. Close, but it's Walmart. Walmart is the largest employer in the U.S. You know that Walmart, as a policy, pays its employees so little that it tells all of them, cashiers and anybody below a manager, basically, apply for food stamps. Walmart encourages that. So when you see any video of people talking about, oh, you shouldn't be on food stamps or pick yourself up by the bootstraps or whatever, that's fuckery, man. Because the largest employer is encouraging people to do that. So it is actually the way that the majority of these companies meet their bottom line, because they don't have to pay you a living wage. And they say, well, it's there for you. Food stamps, EBT, SNAP, it's supplemental nutrition for you provided by the government. Yeah. And then the house of cards gets even deeper when you think about Walmart itself accepts EBT. So they double dip. They encourage their workers to get food stamps, and then they encourage their workers to shop at Walmart with the food stamps. And then you have other grocery chains like Save a Lot and any of them little hood shits, right? All of them. A large percentage of their revenue comes from food stamps. All the little hood stores. They all, anywhere that says EBT accepted, that is a large percentage of their revenue that they're collecting from food stamps. So you just can't say that, all right, it's this person who actually is cheating the government by using government assistance. No, it's a whole industry that revolves around it. So like, there's actually a profit motive in keeping people poor and on food stamps. It's the same thing with Section 8. Because the same way like how you might hear somebody on TikTok saying, oh yeah, it's guaranteed money, street, whatever. That grocery store owner, the Walmart manager, all they're saying the same thing. They're like, yeah, it's guaranteed money. Keep that shit going. So when Trump struck a deal to reinstate the food stamps, it's not a surprise to me at all. In fact, it makes perfect sense. But what I need people to understand is that you can't point the finger at nobody for having food stamps. Like, I don't know, Gio, you see that clip? I ain't look for it, but where buddy,
you just heard me say happily. I
Yeah.
go in the store, shit hell. What?
yeah,
Like,
I was on food stamps too. That shit was great, bro, when I needed it. You know what I'm saying? But you ever see that clip of buddy who was crying, talking about, man, I want EBT and all that shit?
yeah, it was was it
It was the former singer for Chris Brown. He was saying,
Oh,
Chris,
yeah.
He was crying. He was like EBT, and the interviewer next to him was like, hey, I got my EBT card too. Like, bro, it's a system. You know what I'm saying? It's a system, and either you get caught up in it, and you got to work yourself through it. But there's so many people profiting off of it that you can't fault yourself for being in it, and nor should anybody else point a finger at you and say there's something wrong with you being on food stamps. That shit is a product of so many intangibles. And then,
Okay.
Go ahead.
But did you do a research on how much is in the emergency fund?
It's like $5 billion. And
It's
for-
$8 billion a month.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So that's the argument about not using it. Because they're like, all right, you use it, but then trust me, you're going to be fucked for Christmas. So until the the Congress gets back in session and decides what to do about the shutdown and all the other stuff. This is just a crack in the greater house of cards that's about to fall. And you can't point, my point is just saying, you can't point to people and say they're wrong for wanting to crash out. Because, like I said, what do we create in this country? We create content. So you gonna get content created about this shit. And whether it's realistic or whether it's people confessing to crimes that they're about to commit, that's a whole different story. But you gonna get it. And it's like a what they call it, a logical fallacy for you to see one or two people on TikTok and think that that's everybody, right or wrong, no matter how you feel. Because, Gio, you know how many people is 42 million? That's like everybody you know and everybody they know and everybody they. It's a larger number than you can imagine. So to have that many people affected by the shit is insane.
All the people. You ever been in a different state?
Yeah.
Okay, think about all the people you walk past.
Yeah.
And then it's more on top of that you're gonna walk past.
Yeah.
You may never see again, but
like all them people.
That's a lot of people in your lifetime that you just breeze by. And
yeah, so think of all them casual encounters plus all of their casual and you still ain't nowhere close to 42 million. It's an unfathomable number.
Like you would never know you're next to somebody you was in a store with 16 years ago. It's just the way life works. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. But that's my thoughts on the debt crisis. They got to solve it, bro. They got to, not the debt crisis, the food stamp thing. The debt crisis is something else. But yeah, the EBT crash out. Yeah, they're gonna fund it, and they're going to have to come up with something about the debt ceiling is the word I was trying to say. And it can't last. Because one thing I do see is people talk about using a consumer boycott to get back at these people, which I think is a much more productive thing to do than crashing out on TikTok over your food stamps. You know what I'm saying? Because again, this country is a service economy, right? So either you're providing a service or you're selling some shit. So if we just remove that consumer base, like even the Target boycott, supposedly, yeah, they did a Target boycott not too long ago, and that shit makes a difference. You know what I'm saying? Hit people where it counts, and much more effective, much more. Also, you got to vote. Next year is midterm elections. Those are when you vote for shit that really matters, like your local officials or whatnot. All of that makes a difference.
There's no government. Yeah. No government.
But even then, you could be like, all right, well, let me figure out who was in office during the shutdown, and your ass got to go. You just kick out everybody who was already in right now.
Like that shit works.
And just start new.
They already been kicking motherfuckers out. That it's drawstrings right now like this. You know how it's motherfucker on the table dancing? It's like this. It's like that going on right now.
But even that is still better than crashing out on TikTok. That's the point I'm trying to make.
It was the initial election.
All right, cool. Damn, what we got in the chat? Oh, shit, we got some views, Gio.
Ooh.
Yeah, man, shout out. My boy Tiger on the building. Yeah.
Wagwan, my youth. I love doing that. I don't know why.
Real facts, no cap. No doubt. All right, cool. So we're moving along. Damn, we've been cooking for a minute, bro. I did not expect this shit to go 45 minutes. All right.
Cooking.
TV show of the week. Gio, man, I know you said you was gonna watch it, but what happened, bro? You got to fuck with it, bro.
What happened is I can't watch a show and just be left waiting till Tuesday. Like, I can't. Like you don't understand.
Episode, bro.
I was anticipated, like, nigga. I think it was Thursday or Friday. I was like, ooh, I can't wait till Tuesday. On the way to Orlando. Ooh, trip to Orlando. I was saying that there for like 2 days straight, man. I can't wait for this shit. Like, I need to watch it, man.
Yeah, but nah. So trust me, bro.
Every 27 years, something wakes up in Derry.
It's getting wicked, I'm telling you, bro.
What did you see?
A clown.
What exactly are we looking for? Something that was buried in Derry a long time ago.
So, all right, I'm gonna break it down, right? So episode 2 is fire, right? It's dope, but it's not scary like the first one. Like the first one was something, whoa, the whole demon double head baby with the thing flying out the girl, cool, all that crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like you don't really get that. It's more of a standard story. And it's something that I noticed HBO, Disney Plus to a certain extent be doing. And I feel like they're doing it with this show. And I don't know if it's going to divide the fan base or not. It usually does, right?
Wait, let me ask.
Go ahead.
Is it taking different groups of people each episode? Or is it the same timeline?
It's the same timeline, right? It's not different groups of people. But what happened was they killed enough people in the first episode. They didn't really kill nobody in the second episode. But what they doing is they making it some nigga shit. Because they be doing that. Like, they did that.
HBO.
Yeah, HBO did that with Watchmen. You know what I'm saying? Disney did that with a couple other things where basically they make it a lot about black people, right? And I fuck with that shit because I'm black. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you be seeing on YouTube, they be DEI woke show. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Sometimes I feel like that might take away from the narrative a little bit. Like, I get it. But, like, the way this show come in, right? So the first episode, you have this group of kids. They go through this traumatic event. You know, the double-headed vampire baby with the head and all that wild shit, right? And then now you have the remaining characters dealing with it, right? Plus, there's a subplot of, you know, the U.S. military doing a deep dive into wherever this shit is taking place, right? But it's like niggas is running this show with the whole thing, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? The one of the survivors was a black girl, and they got like this whole subplot about her old boy being railroaded and some, you know, racist shit, and like that whole thing's a thing. And then like they got this military black family that moved in, and the wife is all like, you know, on edge. You know, when you be on some white shit.
Is they perceiving it as like a sundown town?
Yeah, a little bit like that, a little bit.
Okay.
It's not crazy like that, but it's a little bit like that. It has those overtones. You know what I'm saying? Microaggressions, that's what they call them. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the shit, in fact, damn near the whole second episode is from black people point of view. And, you know, I fuck with that shit. But it's almost like they kind of overdo it a little bit still, right? Because the military aspect of it, they have basically like, you know, this dude here. Back it up a little bit. Like all these niggas here, it's like he is from another show. He's from The Shining. You know what I'm saying? So he got like superpowers, and there's another dude in there that say he ain't got no fear. He have like a brain injury where he don't perceive fear. So it's kind of like they putting together this secret society of magical Negroes to go fight it. So I don't know. Like, it's cool.
But we know they die.
Yeah, well, some of them, because this character here in Stephen King lore, he lives to be an old man. And then another character is the grandfather of one of the kids that's in the It movies. So there's a lot of it that's a prequel to the actual It movies.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm a nerd, but I ain't so into that shit where I can be like,
Is it a book?
No, it's the movies. Because
is there a book for it?
There's a book, a mini series, and then movies.
Okay.
The book is deeper. The book is wild. The book got a gangbang in the shit. Yeah, like that. Stephen King.
Wow.
He's a nasty nigga, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so the book got some wild shit that's not in nothing else.
Okay.
Then the miniseries was on TV. So it has like its own little timeline. But then they made the movies that came out theatrically. And this right here is part of that same timeline of the newest
the
theatrics.
movies.
Yeah, the movies. So, and they kind of did the same shit with Watchmen, where Watchmen had a certain timeline, and then HBO made the series, and they made it all about like black people shit. And I fuck with it heavy, but it just kind of reminds me of the same thing. And I'm just wondering, I don't know how white people feel about that shit. Like how y'all feel about something that y'all love get turned to some nigga shit. Like nigga shit for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? They fighting in riots, they got racism, they got this and that. Like they doing all type of shit that I'm sure white people do not understand, and because they don't understand, they probably don't give a fuck about it. That be my take. I'm being honest with y'all. Like I really feel like that. Like, yo, this shit cool, but I feel like this is how we fuck around get one season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the show wicked still. You know what I'm saying? Gio, what's up? You gonna catch up, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But right now I'm thinking I want to wait till the last episode. You tell me it's the last episode coming in and we could just give the take then. But I'll catch up.
You gonna hear me talk about it 8 times till then. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be like, oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. Or you might have your own take and be like, bro, I don't agree with you at all. And this is the
I
reason
think
why.
I want to give you that whole breakdown then.
All right, I feel you.
But I don't know.
I feel you.
You give me a little breakdown to just watch it.
Yeah.
They come in, do the military go guns blazing?
Nah, it's like
Not yet.
It's like some X-Files shit where they investigating it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
But it's just all black people with special powers, which
Okay.
I can't describe it no other way. All right, so we get ready to wrap this up. Moving along to the movie of the week. Like I said, there's no rhyme or reason. Just sometimes it's a movie that I feel like I want to fuck with. So this is the movie of the week.
New mixes of mood music. I need a theme. Theme music.
Wake up, y'all. The king's here. Buying back, stacking his records. It's a lot of money. There's more to life than just making money. It's integrity. That's what you stand for. What you think?
I think you gotta be a little crazy sometimes in this world to get what you want.
King David, now ain't this something? I got your full attention now, huh? You finally listening to me.
Somebody's got Trey.
What do you mean somebody's got?
Somebody's kidnapped our son.
$17.5 million in an all-black Jordan backpack.
Try me if you think I'm playing.
I ain't got.
Back up the trunk from the front. 11 a.m. board the 4 train going to money-making Manhattan.
You let him go, I make sure you set free.
It's too late for all that.
It's never too late.
You're not God no more, nigga. I am.
35, and I'm still a pretty guy.
I gotta feed the streets, my lady, and a newborn kid. And I ain't trying to go back and do another bid, you dig?
I know what it is to risk everything you have for something that you want. I know what that means, to have nothing and want everything.
So what do you think, Gio?
I think it would be fire.
I thought the same thing. I thought it would be fire too. Come to find out, that fucking movie is ass, bro. That movie is trash. Like, come on, man. I grew up off of Spike Lee movies, bro. I grew up off of Malcolm X, Do the Right Thing, Inside Man. You know what I'm saying? She's Gotta Have It. Mo Better Blues. Them movies was my childhood. You was the black director of the 90s, bro. You and Denzel made some of the wickedest movies ever made. So when me and my girl, I say, yo, we gonna watch this shit because this is Spike fucking Lee, right? Spike Lee, Denzel Washington, A$AP Rocky in it. There should even have Ice Spice in it. You know what I'm saying? I said, there's no way that this movie can be as bad as people are saying it. And let me tell you something, people. This shit is worse, bro. That is a trash. I couldn't even finish
like the acting or the plot.
Like the everything, bro.
So is it like to be acting like they can't get it on point no more, or
I'm gonna tell you what it's like. Imagine if you see 2 people hanging out talking about a movie. Imagine that was a movie. Like nothing actually happens in the movie. The whole movie, at least the 45 minutes that I watched. The whole movie takes place in one location.
Like World of Wars, like the Ice Cube movie.
Even the Ice Cube movie was a little bit more entertaining because it showed people in different locations. At least more of the worlds I finished. At least that. This movie, pack the whole fucking shit up. That's where the movie, bro. The movie is just it's just people in an apartment talking about shit. Oh shit, this happened. Hey, guess what? This happened. Guess what? And there's nothing. It's the most boring fucking shit I've ever seen.
The only movie I watched that was like that, it was like this movie. I think Halle Berry was in it, and her son got killed by the police, and she was in the police station the whole movie.
Even that was better than this. Trust me.
That movie was fire. Like I messed with that movie, but any other movie.
Nah, man. And let me just tell you right now. There's spoiler alert. ASAP Rocky's the kidnapper.
I mean, I picked that up from the trailer.
I mean, bro, the movie's fucking terrible, bro. I can't even tell you what happened at the end because I ain't watched it to the end. It's just Denzel, and then the shit that they talk about, right? It's just like a bunch of old man, you shouldn't be on social media about that. There's a whole 5-minute scene where the nigga's telling his son about how bad social media is for you. Then there's another scene where this nigga's arguing with somebody about how AI is fucking up the music business. And there's it's just...
Nigga, we was just doing that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This shit could have been a podcast.
Oh
that's
goodness.
how terrible the movie is, bro. And I love movies. I love watching movies. I love terrible movies. I love all. But this right here was. It's like, I feel like Spike Lee was just like, all right, y'all do what y'all got to do. I'm gonna go take a nap in my trailer, and then when I come out, I'm gonna stitch the movie together because it's just people talking about random shit, and then somewhere they're like, all right, check this out. Hey, my jit got kidnapped. And the big twist is this, right? It's these two jits. One hang out with the other, and his... Very similar to what happened to Roger Bonds, right?
Yeah.
Well, basically, his bodyguard, his jit is the same age as Denzel Washington jit. Mm-hmm. Which, let's talk about that for a second. Denzel Washington is 80 fucking years old. Why does he have a teenager in this movie? You know what I'm saying? I can understand if that was his grandson, but they done gave this nigga a dye job and shaved his face and tried to act like he's 50. No, bro. Denzel Washington is old as shit. That don't make no sense for it to be his son. That don't make no sense for that to be his wife. But whatever. I digress. We love Denzel. Fuck it. We'll go with it. So Denzel Washington jit and his bodyguard jit are the same age. They're on the basketball team, right? So out of nowhere, this is the only kidnapping movie I ever see with no fucking kidnapping in it. You know what I'm saying? Out of nowhere, he's like, hey, shit, my jit just got kidnapped, right?
Right.
Yeah, right? And they're like, oh, shit, legit. So everything takes place in the house. So everybody comes to the fucking house, the police, the whole shit, right? And then come to find out that it wasn't really his jit that got kidnapped. It was his bodyguard's jit. So they let his jit go because they weren't sure who he was.
Where was his jit at?
They was both at the basketball game. So they two homeboys. So they just kidnapped both of them and let one go. But they let go the wrong one. They let go the jit of Denzel. And they kept the bodyguard jit. So Denzel like, hey, that fucking sucks, bro, because I don't know what you want to do. The bodyguard like, bro, you was just for to pay $17 million to get back your jit. He's like, but I got back my jit, so I don't know what to tell you. And he's like, but damn, bro, you got the 17.5. Why you just don't use it to save my jit the same way you used for to save your jit? Denzel said, what 17.5?
It's great.
Yeah, bro. So I was like, yo, I can't watch this movie no more. This shit is fucking stupid, bro. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, don't waste your time with highest to lowest. I don't care how many Oscars Denzel and Spike Lee have. The two of them came together to make a piece of shit movie starring A$AP Rocky, and Ice Spice is in it for some reason. But whatever. It is what it is. It's been Trip to Orlando. Shout out to my boy Gio holding it down.
Yes, sir.
We gonna get Kano in the building next week and talk some insurance. But you
Yeah.
know, we gotta run that theme song for y'all one time. Let's do it. Oh,
Feeling the weight
Hey.
like a suitcase of stress. Time to pack it up and leave the mess. Hop on a ride to a brighter glow.
Let's go.
Not just a trip, it's the ultimate show. Trip